Hey kids, this is Dr. Taylor again, and today's book read is going to be Farley Farts, and this is by Berthe Mueller. I'm out here sitting on my dock, and we got Barry's Pond behind me. It's a nice quiet place to come out and relax and to think some things through. You might even see some kayakers or some wildlife back behind me as the book read progresses. So again, Farley Farts by Berthe Mueller. For days, Farley the frog had been having some rather noisy tummy trouble. He had to fart all the time. When he was eating, poofed. When he was playing, poofed. Even when he was sleeping, poofed. It was really bothersome. You can see here, playing around with his sister. Otherwise, Farley was very content. He loved his life in the small village of Crokeville, and he had lots of friends. His sister Frida thought it was funny when Farley Farts made bubbles in the pond. It was like a jacuzzi. But Mother Frog was very worried. He needs to go to the doctor, she declared. You can see they're having some fun in the pond. You can see the bubbles he's making. The doctor examined Farley. Say ah and stick out your tongue, he said. But the only thing that came out of Farley was a very loud fart. Poofed. The doctor rolled his eyes and sputtered. Nothing serious, he said, covering his nose. Just, a case of a little gas. It will pass. Unfortunately, it kept passing. Everywhere Farley went, farts followed him. When he was getting dressed, when he was washing up in school, not 1 hour of the day passed without Farley farting. What is 2 plus 2? Asked the teacher. Poofed, went Farley loudly. All his classmates giggled. Farley turned very pale. He was so embarrassed. The teacher turned pale too because he was angry. How rude, he scolded. You have to stop right now. I'm going to have a talk with your parents. Farley tried, but he just couldn't stop farting. Poof, poofed, poofed. His parents felt sorry for him. Really, Farley? Said his mother, just as Farley made a loud poof right under Grandma's nose. Ugh. Why don't you go to bed now and see if you can stop? You can see here they're having some family time. Farley went to his room and tried as hard as he could to stop. But the longer he went without farting, the more his tummy hurt. It began to swell, and soon his pajamas didn't fit anymore. Look how big Farley's getting. The next morning, Farley felt very odd. He wasn't hungry or thirsty. His stomach had grown so big that he could barely fit through the door. Look how big Farley's getting. Outside, a tiny breeze lifted Farley like a hot air balloon. There was nothing he could do. He sailed off into the sky. Farley, come back, shouted Frida. But Farley drifted higher and higher. From way up high, the world below looked so beautiful. The houses, the fields, the hills, the horizon. Farley was enjoying himself. But down below, his mother was crying, and his father was calling to him, Farley, please come back. I can't, said Farley, and drifted even higher. Then Father Frog had a brilliant idea. Fart, Farley, just as loud as you can. but Farley couldn't hear him. "What, Dad?" Poofed. Everyone shouted. Look how high Farley is. You can see the farm down below. He's really high up in the sky. So Farley farted one giant poof, and then Farley flipped and fluttered and floated gently all the way to the ground. Farley lay flat on his back, looking like an empty balloon. Mother, Father, and Frida rushed over, croaking happily. They hugged Farley. That night, everyone ate Mother's specialty, bean soup. Later, the family snuggled together on the sofa. Father Frog stroked Farley's belly gently. Suddenly, poofed, someone farted. But this time, it wasn't Farley. The end. Y'all have a fantastic day.